Tapinda. Kachando kacho kari kune kasama kumbopera kasama kumboya kawinter somboita zvita se uyai vana vezimbabwe musati mauya muchiri munzira kuuya kuti zokurukura ndinopinda nedriora naye hanzi national anthem yedu idriora naye kuti dhiriora iro vanogara mudhiriwo dhiriora rembanje vanogara mudhiriwo dhiriora iro vanogara mudhiriwo dhiriora rembanje vanogara mudhiriwo vakomana vanogara mudhiriwo dhiriora rembanje vanogara mudhiriwo musatambe navo vanogara mudhiriwo dhiriora rembanje vanogara mudhiriwo dhiriora vakomana dhiriora rembanje vanogara mudhiriwo dhiriora iro vanogara mudhiriwo dhiriora rembanje vanogara mudhiriwo dhiriora iro vanogara mudhiriwo dhiriora rembanje vanogara mudhiriwo ravakomana vanogara mudhiriwo dhiriora rembanje vanogara mudhiriwo musatambe navo vanogara mudhiriwo dhiriora rembanje vanogara mudhiriwo dhiriora vakomana unobva watikotaura kutanga mushando totanga basa naye mainini welcome atete tale ndichikwira zviri kufamba resheki bhururu sheki kurova kudai nai bhururu uri kurovera pamuzanzi kuwainera baba iwainera baba muhondo iwainera wakaziva kakasheki baba ndo manya baba muhondo ndo manya baba iwainera baba muhondo iwainera mukomafatso zviri kufamba ndakasimba mwana wamai ona ndo manya baba muhondo ndo manya baba iwainera baba muhondo iwainera dzechimurenga tinenge tafunga kudzoka kumashure takutaura dzechimurenga naye chimurenga hachipere chinoramba chichienda mberi generations come and go mukoma Nelson madzikatire makadii Robert Zawi welcome akomana magandanga ari pano muchoni zviri sei pindai tikurukure tinoda kutaura about electoral political system tine problem yekuti tine vanhu vasiri kuunderstanda what electoral political system is. It's not for the faint-hearted. I'm sorry to say this. I've seen a lot of people some people joined ZANU-PF. Nevison, 𝗘𝗶𝗶 Shumba, Mazo, Magadin. I've seen some people rejoining ZANU-PF because most of them, they came from ZANU-PF. So most of them, they've got family links with the ZANU-PF. So if you go into a political party and you fail to get whatever you want to get, mukoma man nyashimbo zviri sei gift nyakanda zviri kufamba ere mwana wamai adzitarwa sarupu ona musoro mudenga mugodzi memumwe swing arms to heels dig heels as a titan as a sukatakwe sukadazen nayo pakaipa guys muri sei uyai tikurukure takurukura about electoral political system. It's not a very easy system. Ngoma last tambura yawa yu mura chambwe muri sei emanyo nyashimbo tichibva pamoza baba iwainera baba muhondo iwainera atete love zviri sei Abigail Mofela zviri kufamba ere Sheki warova bururu. Do it muringani salute. Zviri kufamba here. Vana veZimbabwe. Sangana ineni Shapiro Shepherd Yuda tonight, where we are discussing the issue about electoral politics. Not for the faint-hearted, it means a lot. It really means a lot. John, Honorable Hans 𝗙𝗶. When I say political electoral system or electoral political system, courage, mapaura zvirikudini. When I say it's not for the faint-hearted people, what I mean is those people who doesn't have courage must not go into electoral politics. Stay home and I'm not voter chete, because you are easily intimidated. This is not for the timid people. Politics or elections are not for the timid people. If you are someone who can be easily intimidated, and don't voter chete, is going up a forefront. What leader politics with a forefront? Shata kumberi koko kutuzodzoka kumashure zvinenge zvakurema, so you jump ship. We know ZANU-PF has survived on intimidation, has survived on violence, has survived on unethic ways of 𝗘𝗹𝗲𝗰𝘁cie connected. Welcome. The 𝗘𝗵C is always bashing Chamisa, but they don't invite him for an interview. It's so crazy. Yes, we very few people these days listen to 𝗘𝗵C, ZTV. Nobody goes there. Because ukaenda heart attack and attack. Unorwadzwa unostorera chirwere chemoyo nekunoteerera nonsense. Ndatagwa na someone. I went and iron led. Thank you so much. Nyakupfuya zviri kufamba. Humbanesi. Ndatagwa na humbanesi ndikanoona. What do you call that old man? What do you call him? What is his name? Chinonzani ko chidhara ichi chokutoti kana chichitaura you need a dictionary. Ajapa agara ari mazano, obvious. Mkoma tumirai Godfrey Japa is a brother to Paddington Japa, and Godfrey is a known CIO person. So Paddington grew up in ZANU-PF family. So it's like Munangari permission. So we don't talk about those who were on a mission. Chimchangwa. We now watch South African news, not 𝗘𝗵C. Definitely. People spend their time on phones, reading international news, watching YouTube, watching news on their mobile phones. No one listen to 𝗘𝗵C anymore. 𝗘𝗵C ainakidza inana Eric Knight, the general, nana Mzala, Blas Gaines Mzala keke, Piri, waitapirirwa neZBC. Wanga usingapotse mgito, kwaziso kuvengelelano. Ndozvataifarira chikwasana, now takukwasana live and direct. Paipai taiverengerwa on Shepherd Yuda ari kukwasa mbuya vari kwamurewa, ari kukwasa ningi apedza kubva kuti ndisirei kamacheso kanonzi ningi kana ndisirei Ephraim Joe kanonzi ningi kaikai. These days atichadaro tongokwasana panapa atete ilench gumira makadii maswera sei live vachitonzwa vapedza apo atina songo yatusati ubva tachishaura dhirihora kuti zvibva zvatyisa naye mukoma kuda zviri sei. So this is what is happening. Our social dynamics changed, social life changed, and so nobody listen to ZANU-PF anymore, nobody listen to 𝗘𝗵C anymore. But what I'm going to talk tonight, as but my messages tadira adirwa ana zvekutamba zvezve zvekuti obvious mukadzi wake anenge achiwacha, vana vake vanenge vachiwacha, ZANU-PF anenge achiwacha ma-comments, because this is where you deduce your intelligence. You take it from the comments, what people feel about Mchangwa, what people feel about ZANU-PF. But I feel we managed to infiltrate ZANU-PF and forced to think 𝗘𝗹𝗲𝗰𝘁 and Chebundo are still out cadres in 𝗙𝗶C. Pakaipa tatenda. Nyaya blessing Chebundo ndakainzwa from the closest relative. I don't want to name her or him. but akauya akantaurira confidential information about Blessing Chebundo. So it won't surprise you why he is in ZANU-PF. He went even to the extent of trying to kill his family members before. So we understand who Blessing Chebundo is now. Save was surrounded, but let him rest in peace. Political, electoral political system or electoral system in politics. It's a very easy word to know, but people doesn't know what it comes with. If you are not strong, or if you are easily intimidated, you can jump ship. So a lot of people have jumped ship. Even within the 𝗙𝗶𝘁, we have seen those who used to travel around with the saying, in the double candidate. Once you become a double candidate in a political party that you think you are an affiliate, because most of the time, when you are remember, are you an affiliated member of 𝗙𝗶𝘁? This is why you see it is difficult for them to contest their issues in court, because they are not affiliated members of 𝗙𝗶𝘁. 𝗙𝗶𝘁, double candidate. Can you prove that you are 𝗙𝗶𝘁? You can't prove it. As matukuadza kune Twitter space apa. Need to listen to 𝗘𝗹𝗲𝗰𝘁. I'm not going to take long, because I wanted to start exactly 10 past, exactly 9 o'clock, and then finish at 10 o'clock, because I've got a very crucial program that I'm doing, which needs concentration. So by 10 or half past 10, tingeta pizza. So nyaya tukutaura panapa ndiye kuti people don't understand. First of all, let me go into politics, and I want people to understand that politics on its own, these are just activities that are associated with making decisions. You understand? In groups. When we say in groups, we look at things like 𝗙𝗶𝘁 as a political part. So activities associated with politics or a political part, this is what we call politics. Because in politics, in these activities, we form what we call relationship. In that relationship, we must have someone, an individual, an powerful. We create a powerful person. If we don't have one, we create a powerful individual. Someone who will be at the center of making our decisions. And that person will be an overseer of resource distribution in that group, in our political party. I want people to understand the simple dynamics of politics. So if you look at politics, this is politics and a political party, and that individual we have created, or we have appointed, or we have made to be at the center of decision making. We refer to that person as our leader, and we refer to that organization we create as our political party. And that political party and our leader, our leader will be like responsible for resource distribution in that organization. But it needs a decision-making skill. If you lack decision-making skill, this is where you get your problems. So our political party like 𝗙𝗶𝘁, this is a platform where we practice our party programs. This is where we launch our party manifesto, as our president promised that he's going to launch our party manifesto very soon. So our principal goals, as I've always stated time and again, that our principal goals are to win election, the 2023 election. We want to form a government. And when we form a government, we are going to have one individual to lead as a president. So who is that lead? General 𝗙𝗶𝘁, who is that president? Who is that individual? Our leader, the individual candidate people selected to be the leader or to be the president of the party, is none other than Nelson Chamisa. He is someone, if you look at him, you talk to him, associate with him, obvious, you can see he appeals to the general public. The people of Zimbabwe have accepted him as their leader. Hanzi kubva paya pamakataura yachidhumo namasendeka, I am your big fan. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming. So this is why I'm saying our ultimate purpose, ladies and gentlemen, is to garner enough votes for in this general election so that we form a government. This is not a complicated issue. It's an issue of mobilizing people to say, look, your rights must be practiced as we move towards the 2023 election. You have got your rights in this organization as an individual, because your ability to participate, it means you have got an ability to motivate, to tell other people around the world or in your community or in your society to say, guys, please, Masimba Fakondum, guys, please, let's go and register to vote. Let's vote. Now we are going to vote. We mobilized people to go register to vote. Let's tell them to be ready, to prepare to go and vote. And let's vote, because a political life or a country's political life survives on your participation. If you don't participate, that means you are allowing incompetent people to make decisions on your behalf, because you are part of the society. I'm so surprised, I'm so shocked by individuals who do not understand these rights. Very simple. I've repeated these rights time and again, that you must exercise your voting rights without fear. There mustn't be discrimination. There mustn't be repression. You must exercise without fear. You must be closely tied to your political party, to your beliefs, without someone influencing you. I've said this time and again. You are a citizen of a country. You have these political rights to participate in politics. You have political rights to choose any political party you think you want to associate with. So, ndakachiseka zvangu when I was listening to Paddington 𝗙𝗶𝗁𝗃𝗲. I was surprised with, how can Paddington 𝗙𝗶𝗁 be a 𝗙𝗶𝗁 member or be MDC member? These are non-ZANU-PF people. If you go to his profile, you can tell. He is the managing director of mining exploration and so forth. A field that you cannot go without the approval of ZANU-PF. I've never seen any opposition member participating in anything, mining or company exploration of mining, who is an opposition member. I've never heard that. I've never seen that. 𝗙𝗵𝗁 is the only person who does that. So if you connect the dots, considering that Godfrey 𝗙𝗵𝗁 himself, the brother to Paddington, is a member of the CIO, connect the dots, and then you come up with the story. That what is 𝗙𝗵𝗁 trying to portray to ZANU-PF, because these people are related. ZANU-PF and the 𝗙𝗵𝗁 are related. They are one and the same thing. So I was shocked and surprised how can 𝗙𝗵𝗁 practice opposition politics whilst he was born and bred in a ZANU-PF family. You understand? He is not the only one there. There are quite a number. For you to say Eustace practice opposition politics, 𝗣𝗲𝟐 chitanga, considering that he was part of the Mugabe family himself, it doesn't make sense, you know. It doesn't make sense. And unonyatsona kuti hapana ada kuzama kunyepa kuti akwane panyaya dzakaita sedzidzi, but haachakwani. Because how can Eustace participate in opposition politics whilst Mugabe was his godfather? Andona achitanzi pa 2000 taka ndisakafoma MDC, ndisakaparticipate in MDC, iye ari munhu wekwa Mugabe. How can that work? 𝗙𝗵𝗁 himself is CIO, yes. handiti mona. So tiri kuwestirwa time nevanhu nemasiyawo akawanda. Tufana tumwe tumainforma tiri kubhadharwa kuita madouble candidates and so forth. They are just wasting our time, ladies and gentlemen. But I think the 𝗙𝗶𝘁 has managed to ward that infiltration off. Because imagine kuti japa my reasons anga achitaura ekuti Chamisa is power hungry. To be honest with you guys, I would go for a power hungry leader. Because a power hungry leader will do anything to free the country. I am telling you. Inini paataura Chamisa is a power hungry individual. Mafarira andaitaka ndanyatsotaura kuti right. Uyu arikutaura leader wandoda inini. Arikutaura leader wandoda. Kana uri leader, be power hungry. Because if you are not power hungry, you don't pursue your goals. Andona. Kana ndichida kuti ndoda kuita lawyer, I must be a power hungry kumeka sure ndaverenga ndaita gweta. Andona. Kwete kuti motora munhu asina passion momuita leader. Motora munhu asiri power hungry akada samonzora momuita leader. You understand? Inini paataura kuti Chamisa is power hungry. Ndabva ndaisa thumbs up exactly. That is the leader I want. Ndoda leader anoziva kuti chaari kuda iye isimba rekutonga Zimbabwe. Kana kuti simba rekutungamirira nyika yeZimbabwe. Andona. Bozi mukatora munhu asiri that power hungry kuti anoda kutungamirira Zimbabwe. Munoita dzimwe 24 years mune munhu one. Muchingoti zvichaita. Someone with no passion to run a country. And so the overall field of politics, ladies and gentlemen, it needs someone who is power hungry. Because if you look at politics itself, ine zvinhu zvakawanda zvinoconsiderwa mupolitics. Kuti unenge wakutaura kuti tinenge chida international relations in politics. Toda munhu ari power hungry kuti kana zvaita ndinoenda kana ndakutotungamirira Zimbabwe ndichapinda international relations, ndichaenda kwese kunodiwa. Toda munhu ari power hungry for political economy or economical development. Toda munhu anoziva zvaari kuita. Kwete kuti munhu anonzi munhu ari power hungry. Unongoenda pa news wototi ndabuda ku-𝗙𝗶𝘁 bosi kune munhu ari power hungry. Wabudire ukada kubvunza reason yaabudira ndiye kuti akafeila kuita candidate. Hands I was nominated nevanhu. Vanhu vakanominata not one candidate. All candidates vakanominatwa, they had to go through a lot of vetting. Inini given an opportunity, I won't allow 𝗙𝗶 to be member of parliament for 𝗙𝗶𝘁, considering background yake. Abvunzwa nemwe munhu anga achimubvunza zvikanzi, when did you come a member of 𝗙𝗶𝘁? Zvikanzi in 2014. He became a member of MDC Alliance. By that time, 2014, I don't think we had MDC Alliance. That was MDCT. We had no MDC Alliance. So, he was just a man on a mission. He was talking that he joined MDC Alliance in 2014, which became 𝗙𝗶𝘁. 2014, after 2013 elections, we had no MDC Alliance. That was MDCT. I tungamirwa navatsvangirai. And from there, Mdara achifa vachamisa vachiuya vachita leader of MDCT. Mdara tsvangirai akasaya zvekuti muti MDCT hazvichakubatsira. I'm no longer. I won't be there. Let's form an alliance. Ndopakafomwa MDC Alliance yakazopinda into election in 2018. Some of the officials in MDC Alliance were not happy. They were obviously not happy because that alliance, it wanted a structure. And we had to put a structure in place, which was put in 𝗙𝗲, to say this structure will run this political party. And some people started destroying the structure that was built. Vakapinda vakaita misangano yavo usiku. At the end, vakauya vakati tatora Harvest House, tabvisa Chamisa taita sei. Andimona. So, 𝗙𝗶 kana ari right kuti anoziva kuti kune MDC Alliance, if this is where he belongs, then he belongs to Monzora. Because the current leader of 𝗙𝗶𝘁, Nelson Chamisa, was sacked from MDC Alliance. Ndakambotaurira vanhu about the sacking of Mdara Tsvangirai in 2005, and we followed Tsvangirai because people were happy with Tsvangirai's leadership. Now, we had a similar scenario where the Secretary General of the party felt that he can be president. If you go back to 2005, sacking of Tsvangirai, a Secretary General wanted to be president of a party. And they had to plot the downfall of Tsvangirai. They sacked him. We had to follow Tsvangirai and formed a different party from MDC. Then we formed MDC T. We put a T. Similar to what happened in after 2018 elections. A Secretary General of the party did not feel that he can be led by Nelson Chamisa. And those were stupid reasons to say Chamisa is young, Chamisa is this, Chamisa is that. Then they to plot Chamisa's downfall with the chairperson of the party. And the chairperson of the party came to us and told us that he was a spy spying on the young men all along. And they eventually sacked President Nelson Chamisa. What did we do as Zimbabweans? We were happy, we were pleased with Chamisa's leadership, and we followed him. When we followed Chamisa, we had no head office, we had no part, and they were so happy. Mazano achinyorwa kuti Chamisa hana part, hana head office, hana chi. What did we do? We came up with a different name. Ndagara ndichitaurira vanhu ndikati zita rekuti 𝗙𝗶𝗁 dai vanhu vaiziva kuti rakabva kupi. Zvaitaurwa paplatform panapa ndopazvaitaurwa kunzi Chamisa chete chete. Vhuka kakauya kakati Chamisa, munhu akatanga nezvoti Chamisa chete chete paplatform pano ndivhuka. Tikatotaura, tikasuggesta this, tikataura nana biti, tikataura nana tikati guys, already Chamisa is a brand name. We have a brand known as Chamisa. Why can't we form a political party then follow Chamisa? We are tired of dramas. I personally was tired of drama. This is why pakazouya first name redu rakaproposwa ranga rine 𝗙𝗶𝗁 rikahijackwa nezanu vakanoregister a political party ainzi 𝗙𝗶𝗁. Ikanzi nana charamba taregister political party. Pakachinjwa, pakazouya a very good idea. I think President Chamisa and the team vakabva vazoya neCitizens Coalition for Change. Andimona yatava nayo nhasi. 𝗙𝗶𝗁 ripo nhasi haisi MDC. MDC Alliance is there. Remindai vana Mutsvangwa, remindai vana Japa kuti inonzi MDC Alliance is still existing. It's President 𝗙𝗵𝗲 Monzoro. Kunyangwe vakarovana vakaitana zvavakaitana ikoko, they are still there. We are not a splinter group. Hatina kubuda MDC Alliance, no. We had a president angatodzingwa. Chamisa was sacked from MDC Alliance. And MDC Alliance is still existing. And 𝗙𝗶𝗁 is a new entity, a different party altogether. Saka, politics is dzinonetsa kunzwisisa. Kana uri mutumwa waSatani uri mupolitics distraction. Unenge uchiona zvisizvo. Unofanirwa kuvhura maziso uone chaizvo chaizvo. Kuti 𝗙𝗶𝗁 ukanzwa munhu achiti 𝗙𝗶𝗁 MDC Alliance, automatically dismiss that person. He is not someone worth your ears. You don't need to listen to that fool who tell you that 𝗙𝗶𝗁 is MDC Alliance. We are totally different. We are totally different. We are a different entity. We operate differently from MDC Alliance. MDC Alliance is still existing. If you want MDC Alliance, go to MDC Alliance. And I'm going Brian because they know Mdara, but vanonyepera kuda kukonzeresa confusion. No, kudzungaira. Even what they think is, vanya vaifunga kuti pangoti charamba takanamirana nekuti MDC Alliance, MDC Alliance. Isusu, we told the people, the party knows MDC, we have got nothing to do with it anymore. We are the founder members. What we were doing away with were dramas. So some of its evil followers, MDC Alliance, some of them have followed us. Like that guy Arda Kumira is the presidential, as the candidate kunana Pumula. Munhu akatombomira last year, hapana kana 12 months. Amira ari pama by-elections pa ari MDC Alliance. Akuya kutada kumira ku 𝗙𝗶𝗁. How can that work? We are not the same political party. I don't know why he dumped his party and come to use our party symbol. Unorwadziwa mani, utadza kutaura mani. Unokushatirwa. Andini mona. Thanks Nyagupfuya. Because vanhu vanofana kuunderstand. Ndogara ndichivataurira kuti pa 2005 hatina kuteera MDC isusu. Takateera munhu. Takateera Morgan Richard Tsvangirai. Nana Bitawa, takateera Tsvangirai isusu. Boshinja taida Tsvangirai. Tatisina basa neunzi MDC, takavataura nezitatorai. Vakazotiza vega, vakasiya Harvest House vakainda. Tikazonokipa Harvest House ya, tikatanga kuoparita kuita MDCT. Vakaenda vakanosa yavo MDC, haina zombomira yakafolda. Mkoma bright ones we've got. So, these are the importance of politics, ladies and gentlemen. I've deepened my knowledge in terms of politics. I've made you understand where we came from, where we are today. If someone comes to you, I should try softer MDC Alliance, tell that person we totally have nothing to do with MDC Alliance. We are different entities. And we are different entities. We are different political parties. Even the way we do our politics is very different. And vataurire kuti ma activities atotoita akasiyana. The way we hold our conflicts is different from MDC. Sakatane our way of survival. We have written our own political theory in Zimbabwe, which is different from ZANU-PF, which is different from MDC. We are a different political party. If you look at the political ideas, are very different from the MDC Alliance. We are not MDC Alliance. We are a democratic party. This is why you see, even method of selection of candidates, it was done by the people. It was never done by the hierarchy. Ukabvunza organizing secretary Charlton Wende, Secretary General Charlton Wende, kuti vaWende munechekuita here nema candidate selection. He knows nothing. He was never involved in that. But he had to candidate to select kwake kunominate. And Saka, we have used what we call pure democracy to try and gather a very strong team to participate in this election. Naseka zvangu ndichinzwa Japa confusing himself. Japa was confusing himself. He was saying that hakuna party structure, hakuna manifesto, hakuna chi. That was Japa. But in that same Herald newspaper, I knew about Japa. He was an executive member of the 𝗙𝗶𝗁. So those executive member also must personal structure. What are you saying? Andruona, saka kunyepa kwacho chako hakuna makumbo, hakuna standing. Saka it's very unfortunate that vanhu vakafaila in politics vakufunga kuti they can do it. Vana Japa, they came to politics not because vanga vachida to be opposition. Yanga iri shato ine mavara inenge ichiwanira kuda kukushisha. Sometimes ndikazwa President Nelson Chamisa achitaura kuti God is in it, ndopandobva ndanyatsoziva definitely God is in it. Because murume uya kutaura kwatiri kuita anga akasaraundwa neshato dzakaita nga vana komichi vaiva nemubobo inenge ana Japa vachigara next to President Chamisa vachitoti President wakati wanda mvura otosimudza ovapa dzoti dzirovambira idzi dzotosimudza dzovapa mvura kuti imwai. God is in it kuti vaChamisa is still alive, otherwise ngadai yakatofa kudhara. Idzoti chaidzo mibobo marovambira aya black mamba akanga akasaraunda President Nelson Chamisa. Saka chinonakidza ndechekuti mamamba aya ari kuzvirova musoro ega. Hapana ari kumbomarova musoro. Arungozvirova musoro ega, arungozvinama ega. Kuzvipwanya, kuzvitsotsonya wega. Andiona. Nenyaya yekuti waona kuti mukana hapachina. Chinhu chavari kuona vana 𝗙𝗶𝗁 and company ndechekuti hapasina mukana wekuinfiltrata vautadza. Kana anga akapuwa task neCIA kunze nonda zvakati zvaramba. Kuti achiziva kuti unosvika kweko kana aibhadharwa achipuwa mari dzekufambisa aita sei kunonzi chenda chitipaika zvamakauya nazvo zvatakakutasikai kuti muonoona kuTriple-C. Haana chaakasvika akaona. Akasvika akaona kuti hakuna structure. Hanzi hakuna structure. Ukamubvunza iye akanga ane portfolio yaakanga akapiwa. Andimona. Saka ndo zvinoita confusion izvozvo. Ndo zvinoita confusion. Because what we are, hanzi Nero vanonaka ataura yenyu mukoma ino. Ukavanza vachitaura unobva watoti chibaba chiri pano. Andimona. Saka isusu we are well with Nero. Chete. Zimbabweans are well with Nero. Nero is their preferred candidate for 2023 presidential elections. So let's spread this word. Thanks very much for information, Mr. Ida. That is true. Yes. So let's make sure that this word is spread. That the Zimbabweans are very well with Nelson Chamisa. Zimbabweans are happy with Nelson Chamisa's leadership. Zimbabweans want Nelson Chamisa to be their president. And this is why Zimbabweans, they want election. All Zimbabweans now, they've come together. They've registered to vote. There is a voters' roll which has been prepared. And every day, we go live on Facebook. We go into villages. We go to people. We talk to them. We all tell them that Zimbabweans have made a decision that they want Nelson Chamisa to be their president. We have been in different communities, and this hasn't been. This has been made possible by our willingness to volunteer to work to make sure we sell our candidate to the community, to the world, to the electorate, to the voters. And Saka now, our voters, they've got sufficient knowledge about Nelson Chamisa. They've got enough knowledge about Triple-C. They really know what they want. And people have now made a decision that they all want to vote Chamisa. This is what all matters. No matter kuti vana 𝗙𝗶𝗁 vachakwira pamusoro pechuru vachituka. That's not going to work for them. No matter kuti vana mutsvanga vachachinjana murume nemukadzi kuenda kweSABC vachinoratidza udofo hwavo ikoko. That doesn't matter. But the people of Zimbabwe have already made a decision that they want Nelson Chamisa to be their president. This is why we want elections. We have got a representative selected by the people. Chamisa has been selected by the people on various bases. Not only experience, but in every aspect of an individual we want to lead the country. Saka ukatarisa Nero izvinezvi ndiye aripo, ndiye ane bhora, ndiye ari kumakwa, ndiye akachuzwa nevana veZimbabwe kuti iye kana achinge awina afome government, a government which is going to make major decisions kuti uchararama sei upenyu hwako. Because if you look back for the past 43 years, a government which was there for the past 43 years, including Ngwena, they have never made proper decisions that will bring Zimbabweans to meaningful life. Zimbabweans have been forced to choose a political party with policies that destroyed their future. Zimbabweans have been intimidated, forced to choose a political party with the policies that destroyed their lives. Today, ukaenda kuZimbabwe, kana ukanzi uri kupiwa pension, ask yourself, how much am I getting a month? Is this what I want? our soldiers, our police officers, our prison officers, our air force, our intelligence agencies, if you ask them how much they're earning a month, is it this enough for them? Is this the Zimbabwe that they want? Are they being remunerated fairly, considering that they chose the government of Emmerson Mnangagwa? So that should guide you when we go into an election this 2023. That should guide you to make proper decisions. Because continuing to vote ZANU-PF or being forced or being intimidated to continue to vote ZANU-PF, it's not going to work. It's not going to change your lives. It's going to worsen the suffering you are in today. And masoja, magadi, mapurisa, air force, maseo, vakomana vari kutambura, vari kukanga waya, zvinosatsitsi. Nakashitaura na someone andifonera kuseni. Anditi zvikanzi mukoma shepherd pane pamusiri kuona panoda kuti mumbopaongorora mupabati. Ndikati papiko bamunini zvikanzi munoziva here kuti munhu auraya Zimbabwe aponda Zimbabwe kusvika to its knees 𝗙𝗵𝗁. Ndikati 𝗙𝗵𝗁 indava zvikanzi muri muno muUK anditi. Ndikati zvikanzi mukatumira mari Eustace 20 pounds mukaitransfer online or whatever method you use kutumira Eustace 20 pounds, painosvika kuna Eustace anenge asina macharges aanoita in K. Eustace anongotora mari yake yakadaro. Ndikati ndochokwadi. Zvikanzi but endai muZimbabwe, murimo muZimbabwe imomo, shandisai Econet mutumira munhu mari. Imi matumira macho mukurwa 700 RTGS charges. Munhu ari kureceive ari kutorerwa 700 RTGS charges. What is that money for? And 𝗙𝗵𝗁 is becoming billionaire. Can I be a billionaire or sponsor ZANU-PF? It's pathetic that 𝗙𝗵𝗁 is using his resources supporting ZANU-PF. But anditi ndoda kuti mupaone ipapo. Saka inini zvandiremera zvikuru because mukoma 𝗙𝗵𝗁 vakamboita business nemukoma wangu. Saka kuti ndinyatso understand how that works, I don't know. But ndochikumbira vane information vanonyatso ongorora kuti imbopaongororai kuti hanzi Econet iri kuti ukasenda mari kune munhu muZimbabwe inochaja 700 RTGS. Munhu ari kureceive ochajwa 700 RTGS. That means ukatumira iwewe 1000 RTGS 700 inotorwa neEconet. Uko kuchadiwa imwe 700, saka inogona kutadza kukwana mari yaunenge watumira munhu. I don't know how it works, but it's worth considering as well. Ndangonditaure pandaona bamunini wachiapi apa ndikati murume uyu ari pano naye. So why do we need elections? We need elections in our country to make sure that we choose a government that will make laws that will change your lives. Atisuna munhu anoita patriotic view. Zimbabweans do not want a government that restrict their freedoms, their rights, by putting that electoral bill kuti haufanira kutaura kana tikatadza nyarara. You understand? So the government that people of Zimbabwe want, they want to choose, everyone wants to choose in Zimbabwe, to choose a capable leader, not kuapoindwa leader ne-army, chiwenga nema-camouflage awe nema-bareta, wano choose a leader. No. Zimbabweans, they want to be able to choose. This is why Zimbabweans went to fight in the liberation war. They were fighting for this right to choose a leader. This means that everyone should have a vote, and every vote should have an equal value. This is why Zimbabweans went to fight in the liberation war. And if that is not applicable in our country, then we are likely to face another war. Because what our parents, what our brothers went into the bush to fight for was to fight for rights. A very good example of these rights was to make every Zimbabwean to choose, to be able to choose, or every Zimbabwean to have a right to choose. So if that right to choose is no longer there in our country, and if everyone is not accorded that right to vote, and if everyone is not accorded the right to choose, then let's expect another liberation war. We didn't want a liberation war in our country. We didn't want an armed intervention in our country, because we thought we had solved our problems by removing an oppressive regime that did not allow us to exercise our rights to vote. Because if you have got right to vote, you have got right to choose. And if you every vote is, even if that vote is coming from a street kid, that vote should be equal in value to the vote of a president, to the vote of a minister, to the vote of a teacher, to the vote of a doctor. A street kid's vote is equal in value to any Zimbabwean's vote. So there should be something to choose. Mr. Kamurkona, as 𝗙𝗶, we are a political party. We have got candidates. We have allowed Zimbabweans to select people of their choice as candidates so that they can contest in this election and be chosen into parliament, be chosen into local government, be chosen as a president. And these people, I believe, Zimbabweans, you were given, I believe you were given a choice. You have given different people to choose from. You had the choice of a person who can offer some real choices. 𝗙𝗶 is a political party that has offered some real choices of vote of candidates. And voters have chosen. Zimbabweans have chosen. And you guys have chosen. You have chosen the real candidates that you feel these can represent us. And these people are going to contest in 2023 elections. Those who were not chosen, those who are disgruntled, I know a lot are disgruntled, but they don't understand that only one candidate is needed. We don't need 10 candidates. If you were not lucky to be chosen, try your luck next time. And next time, trying our luck as well. Kana vanhu vachiri vanondida vanondivhotera, kana vachiri havandida havandivhotera. Saka usaita godo sajapa kuremerwa negodo mudundundu unsei ndisina kuchuzwa. Because iwewe vanhu zvavasina kukuchuzira zvakawanda, because people were given a variety of candidates to choose. And they had a variety of candidates to choose. So the choice of those the choice of the majority is not a mistake. You were not chosen because of certain reasons we don't know. So some people will go to ZANU-PF and create all sorts of stories why they were not chosen. But the mere fact that you contested, that shows 𝗙𝗶 is a democratic party. When a party is a democratic party, it allows you to contest. When you contest and when you are defeated, and then you leave the party, join the ruling party because you were defeated, then people would have a clear view of whether you were genuine in trying to represent the people of a country, or you are just a gold digger, someone who thought this is my time to get employed by the party. Unfortunately, 𝗙𝗶 is not an employment agency where you can come and look for a job. After you didn't get the job, then you leave and look for another employment agent. Unfortunately, ZANU-PF is also not an employment agent. You ask yourself, where is Lillian Timovias? She is not even near member of parliament, even a councillor. Vanachebundo, they are not near members of parliament, they are not even councillors. Vakamboda kupinda by-elections, vakatsvairwa. This is ZANU-PF for you. So, The people's choice should remain. If you are not chosen, you are not a member of the 𝗙𝗶𝘁. You are not going to be a representative of anyone. You can't force people to represent you. Because we hold these elections regularly, at a regular interval. The next election is coming. The next election, I'll now send a message. I'm live, I can't read that one. So the next election is in 5 years' time. Adam Koma Sylvester Tarwinga Japa anoda zvigaro kuDynamos ainetsa. Ainetsa kuDynamos ndi Godfrey. I think my brothers Godfrey Japa, who is a member of the CIO, uyu ndi Paddington, Padwe Maure. Adipa muziva uyu ndi Padwe Mabawa manje, uyu abve Mabawa. Abve Mabawa manje. Akambobuda nemwe video yake yani Maure vachitaura kuti vanhu vanonzi baba ndiye anonzi murume. Saka uyu ndi Padwe, uyu ndiwe Maure. Ainetsa kuti aina kuti Mbare ndi Godi CIO yawo. So aziya yefuti oraiti aimbodawo futi chigaro kuDimbare aidherera sere. So elections are coming, ladies and gentlemen. They are going to be conducted in this in Zimbabwe on the 23rd of August. And for these elections at this juncture, it is very difficult for us to call them free and fair elections, because so far Zimbabweans, especially the opposition, has never been allowed to campaign by ZANU-PF. Revolutionary greetings, General Tyson wafemesa mbava dzezanu. And aona mwana wamangwana achienda kukoti kuti aada kustopa Tyson from participating in this election as a voter. Achinzi is not a registered voter. I don't know zvofamba sei kuzana, but vafema moto andimona. Saka chandoda kukurudzira those candidates who did not make it. Guys, this is electoral politics, where people are given opportunity to choose a candidate they want. Unfortunately, the process is democratic. And democratic processes, in most cases, they create a sense of disunity and functionalism. What you are seeing now, after the process is over, it's normal in any political party. Even kuzanu, vanachinotimba vakatoenda undama independent candidates. Because at the end of a democratic process, there is this disunity and functionalism that crops up. At least the method that 𝗙𝗶𝘁 used, it tried to suppress this disunity. It tried to suppress functionalism. Only those with the links to ZANU-PF are the ones causing party made chaos. To be honest with you, we don't have any chaos in 𝗙𝗶𝘁. So only those connected to ZANU-PF or former ZANU-PF or still ZANU-PF members. Ngempana wewe ufura ukuita skafa wewe ukuita pfeka skafu yako ukuita nzinyika itorwe ne penu yao. He registered as a candidate in double candidates, and the people really knew him. So they are trying to paint a picture that there is chaos in 𝗙𝗶𝘁, that there is disunity in 𝗙𝗶𝘁, that there is a functionalism in 𝗙𝗶𝘁, which is not existing at the moment. Amuna chaos in 𝗙𝗶𝘁. Amuna functionalism in 𝗙𝗶𝘁. Get it from me. Those people who were not chosen to be representatives of the people, they accepted it. But those with connections with the ZANU-PF, they did not accept it. They wanted to force themselves into there. And why they wanted to force themselves into a 𝗙𝗶𝘁, nobody knows. And they had to fraudulently submit papers, nomination papers, to be nominated as candidates. But they are not the candidates of the 𝗙𝗶𝘁. So they tried to create a disunity. They tried to paint a functionalism in the part which is not there, which does not exist. Because ukaenda ukaona zvakaitwa kwaRare East, vanhu vakanzibereka mwana. Unoona wega kana uri candidate. Ndachikawa pano. Hauna waunochemera. Ndosaka tichitaura kuti muZimbabwe as we talk of electoral politics, we've got different political parties. Kune vamwe vakasara mune MDC, vamwe vakajoina MDC, vamwe vakatiza MDC, vakauya vakajoina 𝗙𝗶𝗁. As I've mentioned earlier on, we are a different party from MDC. The way we operate in a 𝗙𝗶𝗁 way. If you see whatever we are doing, that is our 𝗙𝗶𝗁 way of doing politics. We are a different political party from 𝗙𝗶𝗃, from the MDC. This is why you see our leaders do not interfere with the electoral process of members of parliament. They try to involve President Nelson Chamisa name. Hey, akachuza hama dzake, hey, akachuza ma friends ake, zvikunyorwa na Jonathan Moyo. That is not true. Our political system or electoral political system that we are using, President Nelson Chamisa has got no hand in choosing candidates. Candidates came from the people. So they are like left with no information, and they were baffled with the process system that Chamisa used. Now they are trying to drag in our president into a presumed disunity, to say Chamisa knows this, Chamisa wakachuza. Chamisa had nothing to do with candidate selection. So be assured, know this, it's very important, that President Nelson Chamisa has nothing to do with the candidate selection. No matter that allegations are, ZANU-PF is trying to throw allegations at him, they are not going to work. I want you to understand. Every party has got its own system. Atina mbona ma primary elections MDC achiitwa. Ameno kana pana akaziva kuti ma primary elections MDC akaitirwa kupi. Ma candidates avaida kufielda acho akabva kupi. Nobody knows. Takaona ma primary elections eZANU-PF ane vanhu vakaappointwa naMnangagwa kunzi constituency yakati ndoda nhingi ikoko. Constituency yakati ndoda nhingi ikoko. Ndopana aiseka ndikati ziyambi igudo. Dai aiziva kuti Mnangagwa ndiye akamudzinga. Ndopa ainyatsomuka mani. Kuti Mnangagwa chaiye, Mnangagwa himself did not want ziyambi. And pane zvakawanda zvakaitwa naZiyambi against what Mnangagwa wanted. So Mnangagwa gave an order that Ziyambi must never return to parliament and is not going to be appointed as minister again. That's the end of Ziyambi's political career. So they are trying, some ZANU-PF people, they are trying to associate their dirty tricks to win their primary elections with our transparent method, our transparent way. Japa, he is fully aware. He knows very well that the process was transparent. Apana, pane chikiribidi chakaitwa. The process was open and it was transparent. Candidates were selected in a free and fair manner. And they were told, all right, kana waselectwa pano, uchaenda before a board. Board icha decide your worthiness. Sakana wakuenda kunana board. Zvakafanana kumabasa chaipo. For you to be a soldier, ukatanga waita ma interviews ese ukapedza ukapasa, uchaenda ku board. Vanhu vakapinda kuchiuto, they understand this. Even if you're a prison officer, your suitability is determined by a board. And Chamisa was not in that board. Your suitability is determined by a board. Kana uri ngori mukadije. Unomhanya, wonyora aptitude test wopasa, wopedza apo woenda ku board. Panenge pane board of senior officers vanenge vachikubvunza mibvunzo vachida kuona your suitability. Zvakafanana ndikaya pakambani ini ndogona kusvika pakambani panapa ndichingoda just kushanda a month ndowane experience ndobva ndabva ndoenda. The board will quickly pick those things and say, look, uyu munhu tikamutrainer is a doctor, but why arikuda kutrainer Chitigu? Why arikuda kupinda muChitigu? What is his aim? saka vanogona kurambira izvozvo. So quite a lot of things were considered before a candidate has been certified to be a candidate for 𝗙𝗶𝗁. Saka kana wakafeila kupinda apa, ini dai ndiri shepherd Judah ndaikumbira feedback kuti alright, inini pandakanyanya kutadza ndepapi ndopuwa feedback, mangwana ndogadzirisa. Kana iri case of loyalty to the party, then I need to be loyal, because panenge pane vanhu vanoona kuti you are not loyal to the party. And so some people, they don't stand that pressure. If they don't win an election, they want to destroy zvinhu zvakanga zvavakwa nevamwe. They want to fight the system. Well, like what the 𝗙𝗶 is doing now, that he akanga akawandira ari muchuru achiti zvikaramba chete zvindokanda ndozvibomba. Saka now akukanda magrenades kwatiri. Hakuna structure. Waidei kunhu kusina structure? What did you want? When you saw that there's no structure, why did you kept soldiering? Why didn't you just say, guys, I can't associate with you because you don't operate in a ZANU-PF way of operation? Because there is nowhere we are going to operate like ZANU-PF. There is nowhere where we are going to operate like MDC. So we have got expectations to say, look, if you win primary elections, or if you want to be a representative of 𝗙𝗶𝗁 at the parliamentary or local or whatever, we have got expectations that we want to see. If we don't see those expectations, then you are not worth to be a candidate. And anozvigadzirisa kuti uzove candidate mangwana, because elections are held at an interval, 5-year interval. So in 5 years' time, we are going to hold another election. Just calculate how old you will be that time. Another election is coming. Saka, you do not need to fight our electoral process, our electoral system, because you failed to be a candidate in this election. This is an electoral process, ladies and gentlemen, which requires you to work on to develop skills, to show that you are a politician, you've got skills to lead, you've got the required education, you've got everything that you feel like I can be a candidate. You understand? So be sensible. Be sensible. Because what we want is someone anoti akapinda muparliament will understand the formulation of policies, formulation of laws. Atisoda munhu anoenda muparliament osvika okotsira oridza ununu sana 𝗙𝗲. 𝗙𝗲 akaita 5 years dzese dzapera idzi asina kana musi 1 waakataura muparliament. And ZANU-PF chayakatomuramba yakati we don't want such members of parliament. Out of 210 MPs ukada kuverenga Hansard taingonzwa biti. Hapana pawakambonzwa 𝗙𝗲. He doesn't understand whatever deliberations will be before him in parliament. Taingoona ana Ndex Nduna vachitaura vachivhundutsira namulisi wa ndokuuraya ndakauraya vanhu vakawanda inini. We don't want that in parliament. We want people who understand formulation of laws in parliament. Vane basic education to understand, to read and know. Vanouya kuzocontribute. Anobva kumba akanyora nhasi the contribution yakati who read a lot. Because from what I understand, we managed to secure all the good people we thought 𝗙𝗶𝗁 can win elections with. Chiango munangu mirira guwa chete. I didn't wanna. So some good people who may wish to save their country do not enter this arena. I know. But kwatiri susu ku 𝗙𝗶𝗁, I understand we've managed to get the cream that we want. We've managed to get the cream that we want. Because the people of Zimbabwe has chosen the people that they want. So this system, yamakaona yaya yakashandiswa navachamisa yaya, it is a better system, and that system will be better in the long run. It is probably the best system that so a political party has ever adopted in Zimbabwe. So I am saying, some people must understand that this is electoral politics. It's different from politics of appointment. Nanchiseka obeti gutu. Ndikati zve-election zvakaramba kablaza. Nobody elected you. Wakungoenda uno apoindwa ngegeneral Chiwenga. Kuti kutanga basa nhasi unenge uchingoapoindwa, uchingoapoindwa uchienda. Kusvika nhasi is vice president. He's lucky in life. He has never sweated for this. He just receives appointments and appointments and appointments. Saka wana obeti gutu ndakavataura kuti blaza hamusi munhu uyo kuti anostenda hit yepolitics. Kana ukajaira kuapoindwa chete usingade kucontesta, you are a lazy bastard. Unenge ungopinda unoenda kwaunoapoindwa chete. KuZANU-PF they are good at that. In 𝗙𝗵𝐶 we are not good at that. We are not good at appointing people. We want people to contest, to feel like, yes, I fought for this position. I'm a member of parliament here. I'm being watched by my people. I should at least debate in parliament, and I must understand how laws are formulated in parliament. As gold, wachingotora nyika ichitambura, yeah, no problem yet now. And it is so our political leaders all over Zimbabwe, most of them, they understand that the candidates we have now, probably in 𝗙𝗵𝐶, most of them are professionals. Zvakasiyana nekungonhonga murodhi mubva manzi tauya nayo uyu sakupwanya ndiye candidate yenyu, a grade 7 dropout. Andimona munhu asiri motivated in trying to advance his political career, his education career. So how can that person advance the need of a country, the need of a community? Zvakafanira kuti kana ndisina kuenda kuchikoro kwacho inini, how can I help vana vari muconstituency mangu kuti vaende kuchikoro? Because handioni sezvinobatsira. Vana vanotanga kubvunza kuti MP wedu uyu haana kudzidza wana asi ari muparliament. Anditoona. Saka pane a lot to consider, especially when there are merits to consider in this electoral politics. We've got a lot to learn, a lot to consider. Why I'm saying this is because we've got some candidates who failed. Some had vakabva paipa vanga vasina kana grade 7 chaiyo, vakabvunzwa mibvunzo vakatadza, vakanzi tipei maCV vakatadza. Andimona, they may wish to save the people, but if you don't have what it takes to lead, then you are not going to be a leader, because the part entirely depend on the people who were selected now. One a sense of duty, because if you lack sense of duty, you are not going to advance the political the political requirements of your party. You are not going to last along this journey to 2022, and you don't know what is good for the people. So the candidates that were selected, I'm 100% sure they all understand what their people want, why they were selected by people. And so if I was I was going to tell my party, if he was 𝗙𝗵𝐶, that the knowledge he has gained in this selection, if there is a way to improve, this is what you suggest. Could I could improve? To improve it, show that you've got this character of political leader, character gold digger. Look at the character gold digger. From a 𝗙𝗵𝐶 and employment agents, you are looking for a job. So this is realistic, guys. This is realistic. The way 𝗙𝗵𝐶 operates and its setup, it's realistic that those gold diggers are fished out. Kurosara cream, magoof arusefwa. Because people are not going to reward you. Nenya yakudi wewe wajoina 𝗙𝗵𝐶 wanamata wachamisa zvinetwa kuZANU. People will reward you kana uri kuZANU. Kuda wamnangagwa ndiJesu zvinoitwa kuzanu. Ku-𝗙𝗶𝗁 we don't reward people on praising leadership. We reward you with what you do to the people. If you pay allegiance to the people, if you want to save the people of Zimbabwe won't punish you. They will reward you for that. But the likes of 𝗙𝗵𝗁, I think people vakanga vakaona kudhara kuti no. We are asking 𝗙𝗶𝗁. I cannot say people punished him, but they just rejected him. They did not punish him. And he is not the only one who was rejected by the electorate. The same people who rejected you, even if you want to become independent, they are the same people who are going to reject you again. And it manzo. Saka vanhu vaka-electwa vari kupinda 2023 as representatives, you are the shopkeepers. You are the goalkeepers of the party. What you must be interested in, it's not about the profit for yourself and your children, but you must be interested with the profit of the people who brought you into parliament. They must see your results. They must see how you working there. Kwete utasvika 5 more years uchazoda kuya uchizotichemera panapa. Atidi vanhu vanokwama vanoridza mere mahara, who doesn't want to work. Hazvireva kuti kana takupa basa kuti chenda unoti murepresenta muparliament wazishefredi iwewe. Because unofanira kuziva kuti ukada kuita zishefu iwewe, elections in Zimbabwe are held regularly. Every 5 years we hold elections. And in 5 years time, you'll be back to the people. Uchibega zvaita ndex nduna. Ndivoterei ukani. Akatenga mombe vanhu vakadya nyama. Vamwe vakatakura zvidhla zvemombe kunodya nemhuri dzavo. Vakarega kumuvhotera. Andimona. Saka elections are held in every constituency. Every 5 years. And a general election inenge ichiitwa every year. Every 5 years. Saka ukaregera iwewe kushanda nevanhu, wozoda kuya nemombe tu kuti vanhu idyai, nekuti wakuda kuvhoterwa, wakuchema ndivhoterei ukani zvatakaona nduna achiita, achipfugama vanhu vachiti nduna, woenda kuonesa X pane mumwe, iwe waunza nyama mukaka chiwadyiwa mahara. Saka kana kuti MP akangwara, waselectwa panapa kana wanominatwa, then woenda kuvhoterwa nevanhu. Takura mombe dzako every 2 weeks kana every month uchiunoona kuti vanhu vari kudya nyama here. Kwete kuzouya after 5 years wakuti ndivhoterei ukama. Andimaona. Because ukada kudaro zvezvekuti angana chiyangwa zvekuti unozoda kuzoya after 5 years, I am telling you that constituency will fall vacant. People vanokubvisa, vanokuitira vote of no confidence, or they will force you to resign. Unopabva. And the by-election will be held. Poya munhu ari capable. Saka ndiri kutaura nyaya so that you guys understand. Kuti our political system is an electoral political system where elections are held in constituencies, by-elections are held where you are supposed to be chosen or elected by the people nominated to a court. And this must always be done by only people on the voters roll. Because ukaona wakuda kuti hanzi ndinoda kuti choose munhu achazoita MP usiri pa voters roll, who is going to vote that person? Because iwe waenda kuda kunoassista kuti munhu yazoenda kunomination azonominatwa as member of parliament. Are you on the voters roll? That is very important. Because takaita macampaigns kudhara. Takachema nevanhu vari kuZimbabwe. Guys, endai moregister kuvhota. Now takuita ma-election campaigns. Takuenda kufinal. Ma-nominations akaitwa. Voters roll yakagadzirwa. Andimona. Ma-constituents ane ma-representatives. So takuenda ku-election campaign. That election campaign will see us tatoechi takuenda pamberi. Saka pari important paitaurwa nevanhu kuti let's defend our vote. What are we gonna do? Because my polling stations already, vanhu vakutoziva kuti ma polling stations anga mangana. And all those polling stations must have ma-agents. Kana pane ma-agents, even musuno count wama votes chaiwo, our agents should be vigilant. This is why yesterday ndakachema ndikati kune vane mafoni mudzimba tipeiwo mafoni iwayo amusishade, ma-old phones enyu. Donetawo tibatsirane nana mukoma Richard Tsvangirai vari kumira kunoto neconstituents that demand a lot of resources. Tine rural constituency yekuchivi ugu yaMdara-Makotosi Alexius inoda kubatsirwa. Saka ndakataura ndikati guys, let's link up with these candidates. Vanonga vachida nhamba dzaTsvangirai ndokupai, vanoda nhamba dzaMdara-Makotosi ndokupai. Let's link and help these guys. Uyo akangoona kafoni kawana ukanda uona kafoni, because we are in an electoral politics, guys, where the more you work, the more people choose. If you go to the people usina ma-resources, uchidada MP vanongoziva kuti maybe uri munhu akuda kungozodya chete kana wadya kuti kanganwa. This is why you see our country is divided in different constituencies for the purpose of elections. And those constituents, they need someone resourceful anogona kuuya kuzobatsirana nevanhu. Thanks mukoma 𝗙𝗵𝘁-𝗛-𝗲𝗿𝗁. This is why I'm saying phone dzakazara muvanhu. Vanhu vanadzo phone. Ma-second hand phone enyu, especially ma-Samsung nema-iPhone anoburitsa every year a new model, a new model, a new model. Mafoni iwayo ndo watu kukumbira, ma-old one. Inogara mumba unoidi. Kagara mumba unoidi. Boss, in 2 years time panenge pane 3 models. Iyo inenge pangaisha kwansikana ku-update. But we can utilize it. Tikaenda kupi ku Zimbabwe kurutwa ma-elections. We can utilize it to batsira ma-MPs edu. Because we all know that our country is divided into 210 constituencies, which needs to be chosen. And out of those 210 constituencies, apana inonzi ndiye iri safe for MDC, iri safe for 𝗙𝗵𝘁, iri safe for ZANU. No. Zvinhu zvachinja, politics dzachinja muZimbabwe. You can see ZANU-PF ichitadza kuwana kana 10 constituencies ipapa. Andimona. Saka zvazvakuda zvekuti iwewe ngatishandei kana tichida kuwina election. Because tine parliamentary election, tine local government elections ari kuitwa, toziva presidential. Panoda kushandwa. Because tikasashanda hakuna kwatiri kuenda. Unonzwa mumwe munhu achiti pana bhururu wangu wauya kuinbox. And nezuro akandibvunza question. It's a very difficult question yakandibvunza. Because I didn't understand it, kuti akuda kuzama kuti chii. Mirai nditsvage question yacho. Ndinoda kutaura exactly the way yaakabvunza nayo. Ndamupindura abva anditi saka ZANU inotongowina. Andiriona ndamupindura. Mirai nditsvage question yacho. I'm not going to say kuti ndiani bhururu ye, but I'm going to kutaura zva auya kwandiri akanditi champion, ndatiregai ndibvunze imimi pamwe pane zvatinokwanisa kuita kuchengetedza ma-results ema-elections. Is there any strategy in place yekuwana ma-results of every polling station asati atorwa achiendeswa kuHarare for counting? Is there any group within 𝗙𝗵𝘁 who have set up a strategy to count those polling stations and check results? Saka ndamuti inini I'm not sure about that, because kazhinji kacho izvi zvinoitwa necommand center yedu yeku-𝗙𝗵𝘁. Ndamudza kuti we should have come up with that plan, because we are the people. Isusu ndisi ma-𝗙𝗵𝘁 yacho, iwewe uri mu-𝗙𝗵𝘁. But taifanirwa kuuya neplan iyoyo. This is why you have got 5 senses, I've got 5 senses. I think, you think, we combine our thoughts and then we come up with a formidable strategy that will ensure elections are not rigged. saka ndataura naye kudaro abva anditi kana pasina izvozvo 𝗙𝗶𝗁 is losing again. Handina kufarira word rashandisa rekuti is losing again because we have never lost. 𝗙𝗶𝗁 haisati yapinda. This is first election 𝗙𝗶𝗁. Haisati yapinda another election, so it hasn't lost. Election atakapinda maby elections ese takamatsvaira maby elections aya. Mukada kuona results acho, I think we got about 67. ZANU-PF ikawana 10 or less. Saka zvekunzi we will lose again, I don't think we are going again iyo ndiye asingapindi. Sandazongomutaura kuti bururu, I think we are caught flat-footed panapo. It's not too late anyway to formulate that strategy. You can make sure how best are we gonna tally our results. The results edu tine vanhu vachatibatsira kuti tally these results here and on. Saka kwaari iye I've thrown the ball back to him. Kuti 𝗙𝗶𝗁 haisi political party yemunhu, ndiye ma-citizens. If you have got such a beautiful idea, waliwatanga nacho ichocho, wouya kwandiri uchintaurira kuti I'll take screenshots and send it to the database directory. And saka ndamuti inini, what we need, tanga chinhu ichocho, come kwandiri, Keda, ndine idea iyi. Saka ndafamba ndasvika apa, togona iri kubatsirana from there. Don't know how best can we take 1,970 results from these words to my compiler to not a winner ndiani asati aendeswa kuHarare. You understand? Saka problem yekuti vanhu vemuZimbabwe toda kuramba tichilidwa into things that we can initiate. Ingadai kusina Facebook, ingadai kusina kana WhatsApp, dai someone akamirira kuti someone achazozviita. But mumwe munhu akaona pane gap rokuti I can design WhatsApp, I can design Facebook that can work in worldwide, and he started making money. And on. Saka nyaya iripo ndiye kuti so far guys, ndadzosera back to my colleague kuti this is an electoral politics whereby you have to play a part. Kana tichiformulate that strategy, collect all those results, musunu budama results ndakagara panapo, ngatiite kudaro. Ndosaka muona sometimes ndikutaura kuti every polling station must have a phone, and the phone yoyo inenge iri a center of communication yekuti results pachingonzi paverengwa totofona pafoni yo totopuwa results, totoenter results. Saka zvotoda munhu anozviita izvozvo. Hazvidi munhu anomirira mumwe munhu kuti ndinga achauya kutiitira, kana zvisina kuitwa nemumwe munhu tatodyiwa ma-elections. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. Saka we must work on that strategy, on that idea. So I've thrown it back to the gentleman and the man, because apa pasina chekumirira guys, ma constituencies ese aka deliminatwa, ma representatives aka electwa, tanawo voters roll yakagadzirwa, kunyange tiri kunyimwa voters roll. I think the best thing Mukoma John is to take a screenshot. Because kutexa kunonetsa, screenshot yakanaka, because unotora screenshot yepaper yeform racho rese. Kana taona ma results aka altwa. Did you see the results in Malawi? They were typexed. Kuratidza kuti paka ma results aka altwa vanhu vachichinja mafigure kuti anzi Wamutarika awina. Zvakakonzeresa noise Malawi. Andimona. Saka tiri kutaura tichiti, if you look the voters roll iripo, people vakanotarisa voters roll vachiona kuti varimo here voters roll. And so no one should be denied the right to vote without a good reason. Zimbabweans are all going to participate in voting. Even criminals, munyika medu inyika yedu yekuti vanhu vari of unsound mind, they can vote. Problem ndeyekuti ne electoral system that does not allow disabled people to vote, but they should be voting as well. Because even if you go to parliament, we have got that quota that represent disabled people. And Saka, we are, guys, trying to move, trying to help each other. After my elections on Tetango Bleman, dai pasina ningi, dai pasina ningi, dai pasina ningi. Anyone with an idea, bring your idea. Let's start thinking from today onwards, usvika musi election. Kana pane pauri fungidzira kuti apanda kugadziriswa apo, don't hesitate to approach me. Come to my inbox, ndoenda live on Facebook, tozvitaura pachena pajekerere kuti pakati panoda kugadzirwa. Tinoda phone inotora good pictures, so we have picture 𝗣𝗲11. Yes, this is something that we want in 𝗘𝗹𝗲. Nosaka tiri kuchema to the people of Zimbabwe, especially our diaspora, kuti parudiwa 1,900 good phones that can take quality pictures, kuti voters, kuti pachipedza richisainwa unzi ma results aya, unotora picture ne very good quality phone obva atosenda. Saka we can have a command sender isiri yeparty yevanhu, but techida munhu ari kana outside the country uta set up a command sender iyoyo, anenge ane computer yake ane zvese achireceive, ane phone inoreceivawo achitokombaila ipapo maresults akachisa mudatabase, totozoona kuti panopera ngirikini mavotes zvinenge zvafamba sei. Andiri muriona. So voters need to be reminded that musi wekuvhota, don't be intimidated, because no one will see you voting. This is why it's in secret ballot, because apana munhu achakuona uchisa X paunoda. You just need to carry required documents. Paipa vanenge vaitone chitupa, havasoda kuona kuti wavhoterani aiwo. Vanenge vachida kuona chitupa chako kuti are you the named person on this ID card chete uenda wovhota. Ndosaka muchiona even kana pamanominations akaitwa paitanga kunzi chitupa chako. MuZimbabwe munhu wese minimum age of 18, munhu wese from 18 and above munhu akwanisa kuvhota, akwanisa kuchuza. Hazvina restriction zvokuti anovhota ndiani. And zvino apply across the board. Uchada kuvhotera president, uchada kuvhotera ani, zviri kwauri. And hazvina restriction kuti iwe uri political party ipi hausi kuenda kunovhota, hakuna zvakadaro. As long as iwe uri a registered voter ane chitupa chake chinoprova kuti ndiwe, go and vote. Because this time election iyoyo hapana munhu watoda kuti asare. Make sure kuti kana bhururu wako chaiye avhota. If you are a candidate, make sure kuti nehama dzako, shamwari dzako nemadzinza adzo ese aenda kunovhota. Because we don't want to see you looking sorrow here, uchiti nini I've been defeated I've been defeated. Because I don't see any 𝗙𝗵𝗁 candidate being defeated in this 23 election. 23 August, I don't see any 𝗙𝗵𝗁 member of parliament being defeated. Mark my words, I can see a landslide victory for 𝗙𝗵𝗁. And this is going to shock ZANU-PF. Because ZANU-PF has made an error. It barred Nelson Chamisa from campaigning in Zimbabwe. They don't know the strength of 𝗙𝗵𝗁 at the moment. Because vanhu vazhinji havasi kuda pachena kuti maTriples vari kushandisa mango strategy which was proposed by our party leader. Vanhu vari kuenda vachinokukandirwa chingwa vachinzi vanhu vezanu vasiri vezanu. So ZANU-PF made a very grave error. You cannot restrict opposition party from campaigning because you won't be able to gauge the strength that the party has. Because ezvino ZANU-PF iri kufunga kuti 𝗙𝗵𝗁 haina vanhu. Ora. But mngoma pfungwa iyo yakanaka zvekuti inobatsira mngoma. Dai maudza vakuru zvaitwa nyika yese zvaitibatsira zvamataura. Yes, this is something that we want. But what is required to me right now is we want my phone inonyatsotora quality picture yatinochengeta kuti ma-𝗣𝗲11 aya tinazvo. Kwete zvatakaitirwa nana 𝗘𝗹𝗲 namonzora. Guys, kutamba nepfungwa dzevanhu chaivo. MaZimbabweans tiri kutambwa nawo. This is not time yekuti tirambe tichitambwa nonsense dzakadaro dzatakaitwa naKomishina Monzora. The last 5 years in the history of Zimbabwe, it's a waste of politics. It's a waste of life. People's lives were stagnant for the last 5 years. Hapana kana chakamboitwa munyika. Monzora achimhanya kumakota achiita recall elected members of parliament. Ukaona uchiita X pana Monzora, go and reflect again. Are you a genuine Zimbabwean? Uri munhu anoziva zvaanoita, wakatoendawo kuchikoro here muZimbabwe. Yekuti ungatowanika uchiisa X pana Monzora. So what we want is like, if you look at the system, that ZANU-PF did not give chance to 𝗙𝗶𝘁 or 𝗙𝗶𝘁 representatives to campaign. This is probably another policy yeZANU yavakaisa yekuti hapana opposition inokambena. No, 𝗙𝗶𝘁 haifani kukambena muZimbabwe. Because vana MDC taivaona vachikambena, vamwe vese vana madhuku takaona vachikambena. But President Nelson Chamisa is not even allowed. Pese paasvika is surrounded by the police. Panouya zvimotikari zvezvemvura nematenga nepfuti nembwa nemapurisa. Apawo ZANU-PF youth militia vanenge vane mamachets kuuraya vanhu vari kuya parani. So that means the 𝗙𝗶𝘁 has never been accorded chance to campaign. Their representatives have never been given a chance to campaign. We've got almost 4 weeks now left to go into an election. And the polling date was announced. It's 23 August 2023. Saka tine problem yekuti now the candidates could vaite conduct their voters, vaite get in touch with their voters. Zvakunetsa. The voters would vaite in touch with their political leaders, the people that they are going to vote. Kuti vataure bozi kana vakunovhota vanhu munofana iwo kana uri candidate unofana kunomira pachita chevanhu uchivataurira zvauchavaitira so that these people can choose you. You need to address meetings, you need to hold rallies, you need to mobilize supporters so that they can vote for you. But 𝗙𝗶𝘁 has never been accorded that chance by ZANU-PF government. The police are behind our back. The police are just cancelling all the rallies scheduled for mobilization of supporters. Even in the newspapers, you don't read about 𝗙𝗶𝘁. On television, you don't see 𝗙𝗶𝘁. You don't see 𝗙𝗶𝘁 related election materials and stories. No debates at all. So that scenario, it's difficult for us now to say the elections will be free and fair. Interference by state agents, interference by the media, state media, trying to shut down 𝗙𝗶𝘁 from successfully campaigning for these elections. But that should not dampen our spirit. Because already, Shanduko Zimbabwe, voter, Zimbabwe voter. That is a very successful slogan. Ndakanzwa kuti tuwana tudiki tuchitoimbawo Shanduko Zimbabwe, Shanduko Zimbabwe. Amenodi kuti apa mpashaya kana musician one anoimba slogan iyo in a song, so that people continue kumeka sure vari kuziva zviri kudiwa, because it's a very successful slogan that was done. Takazo ezvo zvitasiyana nezvezvo kunzi hanzi chinja maitiro ako chinja hezvoko munhu aitotaura ndindakaisa slogan iyo, ndindakaisa slogan iyo. The party became personalized. Yakanga ya party ine ownership, vamwe vanhu vachiti party ndeyedu. Andimana takasiyana nazvo izvozvo, taku an organization yeruzhinji. Taku organization yeruzhinji. Saka chatakuda kuorganization yeruzhinji kumeka sure kuti vanhu vatakuisa ipapa, makandidates atakuchuza, makandidates ari kuenda muparliament, vapinda muparliament, please desist from receiving bribes. Where have you been?
I've been here for like 2 hours.
You're in football?
I've been here a long time now.
Yeah. So what I'm saying, guys, can I candidate 𝗙𝗶𝘁, make sure that you desist from receiving bribes, because we want to form a clean government. Don't threaten voters. I know we don't have members or candidates who are capable of threatening voters. I know we don't have such people. So my appeal to you, the chosen candidates, my appeal to you is, even if you are not allowed to gather and talk to your people, just drive around. Ukangosvika pane vanhu panapa vangotaurawo navo, ufamba uchitaurawo nevanhu. Dzimba dzaunofila kuti dziri safe kupinda, enda unotaura nevanhu kuti tauranai nehama neshamwari dzenyu kuti musi wekuvhota ndivhoterei. And because we are different from ZANU-PF, handimaona mahelicopters akatengwa achinzi maambulance aya anga akachitakura vanhu kuenda kumarari, maminista achitakura kuenda kumarari. So they are using government resources for their part campaigns, election campaign. That is not acceptable. My ambulance aya haasezano, the government. They were bought nemari yenyu, taxpayers' money. But akuenda kunoiswa mumarari ZANU-PF. Those are tukutaura zvokuti if we don't remove ZANU-PF this year, then they are taking advantage yekunyarara kwedu vachishandisa ma-state resources for party business. So far, they've spent large sums of money buying those helicopters to go and campaign for themselves. Saka ndiri kutaura nchiti macandidates edu now, kana wanga usingaende kuchechi, use any place of worship, go there, inanopinda muchechi. Saka muri kuona munangagwa zvinezvi, he goes there for propaganda, election propaganda. He's using government vehicles now. He's using government aircrafts. He's using government officials. Because those people who drive those planes or who pilot those planes are paid by the state. So he's using state pilots to do party business. Things that we should have never been done by any ruling political party in Zimbabwe. So we are going into an election. Election dates were all announced. People are ready. So what I appeal to the people of Zimbabwe is to make sure that you are going to make crucial decisions that will end Mnangagwa's government, that will end ZANU-PF government, that will end misuse of government vehicles, that will end misuse of government aircrafts, that will end misuse of civil servants or government employees or our pilots from driving the state aircrafts for party politics. That should come to an end. And ukaona zvandataura zvisingakugumbure, hausati wamuzimbabwe. Kana uri muzimbabwe chaiye unofanirwa kusvika to the final stage of election day une hasha. Pinda muhasha. Ukasapinda muhasha, hausvike election day uchifunga zviri sober. Ngatipindei muhasha. So I'm encouraging every person whose name is on the voters roll, go and register to vote. Find out where your polling booth is. Where is it situated? Because at a situation usually on some schools, the shops. So make sure you know where you are going to vote. And once the voters roll is in the booth, my agents tivhure maziso. You are not just there to go and sit. You are there to go and observe. Zvinhu zvaunoona kuti zvazvisizvo ndozvaunofana kuti uripota nekukasira. Because my election officials anenge arimo imomo vanhu vezanu kazhinji kacho. Saka they will allow any shenanigans to happen. So I'm appealing to those who are going to act as election agents. put a mark on everything that you see with ish. Azvina democracy mukati. Let us nekukasira. Andimona. Because you as an election agent, you are allowed to sit inside. When you sit inside the polling booth, you will be observing the process as people come to vote. Kazhinji kacho vanhu vanozovhota havazozivi kuti wezano apa neasiri wezano, because they don't allow you part regalia inside the polling booth. Saka unenge uri safe. And chimeka sure kuti voting system iri kuita zviri fair. Zvekuti kana musi unobvunzwa unza tipewo report kwako kwakamira sei, unongochitaura nekunyora zvawakaona. Saka tese tinoziva election system iri paipai, it doesn't even identify you. You just put inko, unonyika chigune chako, unostemba pa ballot paper pako. Unonyika chigune chako che inki chaje. You don't stamp it on there. That means they cannot identify kuti wakavoterani. Ndapagadzirisa ipapo. Kuti inki inongonyikwa unzi usazovhota kaviri. Wenda unesa X yako paya. Saka they will never know kuti iwewe ningi wavhotera papi. This is a message that must be conveyed to the rural electorate. Vanhu vari kuonekwa sevanhu vakapusa munyika medu vanhu vekumamisha. Nekuti vanonge vachinzi tinokuona tichakuisira kamera tokuita sei. Unofunga kuti kamera inoiswa 24 hours mumachonyonyo memunhu achibhatira chanenge ari wana kupi. Saka people must understand that on a ballot paper there is nothing that can identify you. Ballot paper harina maziso. It is just a sheet of paper rinenge rine list of candidates revanhu who are contesting. Look at it, choose from there. 𝗙𝗶 paunobva kumba kwako unenge uchitoziva candidate yako. Ndosaka ndikutaura 𝗙𝗶 candidate ngatipindei kana mudzimba dzevanhu idzodzi. Let's talk to them kuitira kuti pavanoenda kunovhota vanhu avo they will understand kuti candidate yavo ndiani. Aikona kuti munhu anosvika muballot paper otanga kuita nga ari kustada, ari so confused. Unofanira kuziva nezita kana kuziva kuti face ya president Chamisa ndeipi. Hapana asikazive face ya Chamisa. And nowadays ukada kutarisa the way we do it, panogona kuve a colored ballot paper. Saka unonyasa kuona kuti president wako ndevapi. Go straight pana president wako Nelson Chamisa. Boze isati akapropose kuti ngatisei kunongoswa zita recandidate chete, porigoswa face yecandidate poiswa face ya president Chamisa. Ipapo munhu wese anenge achitongoziva kuti symbol iyoyo yeface ya Chamisa ndopauri unoisa X. Andiri maona. Saka tiri kutaura guys what people should expect. Vamwe vasiri contented with the situation yakaitika iyaya yekunzi iwe hauna kuselectwa ipapo, usade kupwanya pati nenyaya yekuti iwewe hauna kuselectwa. When votes were counted pakaitwa kana bereka mwana, you were there. The good part, vanhu vari kumamisha inzigaitinzwa, once the polling is over, counting of votes is done ipapo. Ndopatiri kuda futi ma-election agents vari observant ipapo. Kuti ballot box iri ndo ranga riripo here kubva kusini, ndo riri kuvhurwa here, riri kuvhurwa zviri transparent here, pese pataivhota was this secured here. Andiri maona. Saka ma-agents ese ma-candidates they must be present ipapo. Iwewe be present kana uri agent yedu when the counting is being done. Usatengerwa dringu zimpana all $10 zimanya unotenga dringu paunodzoka paona ballot paper ravhurwa zvaiswa ipapo uri kuzviziva here. Because what happens is when after the ballot papers are counted, the candidate who secures the highest number of votes from that constituency will be declared elected. So you don't need to allow rigging. Ipapo kana pachinzi panoita zano paenda rigging yayo ngativhare ipapo. So toda ma-election agents anoziva kuti this is an electoral we are in electoral politics where the candidate who garner more votes is duly elected. And is the government, is the candidate achapinda muhurumende, achapinda muparliament, who is going to make crucial decisions about your life. Hatisikuda mukandidate yekuti inenge ichitaura kuti ndiri wezano. Kana wanga usiri wezano vanondivhotera handikudi. Vanhu vanonzi vafe nenzara. People being excluded into crucial party government programs because they did not vote him. And so what we are looking at now, so far we've noticed that there's an unfair practice in this election, where CIOs and FAS, they've approached certain individuals, paying them to go and remove their names, falsely excluded, or to try and put double candidates pama ballot papers. That is a very unfair practice that should never have been allowed to proceed. Ndisakamanda nyora ndikakuratidzai, handisoda kuratidzai munozo, a very prominent person auya kuinbox kwangu. I'm going to read zvanga achinyora. A very prominent person auya kuinbox kwangu. Vakomana atete Kodi, how are you? Iri papiko yayo iri kumhanya ndingirinacho mano. Inbox yangu inozara manje. People come to my inbox for different nyaya. Yeah, dear. Yeah, dear. Yeah, and I own. This guy came to my inbox. Sorry, guys. I'm not going to show you boss muni. I know Zikano was kuru. Gonna very maybe fake account, boss back Facebook, WhatsApp, kana chinungu creator. Ma fake accounts, kutotanga kutonyora sewe. Sai. Auya ku inbox kwangu. Zvikanzi atanga kuti ya. Anzi nini will do that as soon as possible. Anza bupiwa nyaya Yuda. Nyaya hii nchashanisa nyaya yako iwewe ya 2008 election rigging. Ndikuerenga zvikanzi 𝗘𝗹𝗲𝗰 varikuleka munhu akaita, anzi varikuda munhu akaita sewe anogona kuanalyza information uchitora, anzi yombotorwa yochinjwa. Havachadi vanhu vanoita zvekurakasha zvisina direction. Anzi ni ndangoita munyai wezviri kutaurwa nevakuru kuti anzi vakuru kuti vari kuda Yuda ajoine ZANU-PF. Unoziva ndati mashura very prominent munhu akati anzi wewe, anzi nini effective kupfura varakashi. Anzi varakashi vedu havazive zvavanoitawa, vanongorakasha zvenhema. Andatumwa nevakuru kunditaure newe Yuda kuti unokwanisa here kujoina ZANU-PF. Hanzi vakuru vacho vataura kuti vanogona kundiitira chero chandoda. Ndatomuka ndichiudza madhamu wangu hopedza ndarota. Ndikati unoziva kuti kurota kwandaita ndarota chitanga tiri kuZimbabwe. Asi tiri kuZimbabwe ndangachidhiraivha bhazi randachidhiraivha ndachitanga ndiri kubva kumaruzevha ndichienda kukaroi. Asi maruzevha kwana ndichigara wachitanga kwachundu ndikona ndachitanga ndiri kubva nebhazi randanchidhiraivha. Saka ndachifamba chitakura vanhu. Tasvika mukaroi ndobva ndaburutsa vanhu vaya vandanga ndinawo. Ndobva ndati ndine nzara. Vanhu vanga vari mubhazi vatoda kukutengera chikafu handi pa 𝗍𝗲𝗏𝗍𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 zano. Vanhu vanga varipo vabva takati yuta. Saka inini handina kufila comfortable painobva ndatiudza munhu wandani akati panapa handisi comfortable pakazara chi vanhu vezanu kanzi ndisaka takuti hande kwezvi like it cafe toda kuti kutengere kudya pano unofanira kudya uchiguta. Dzatinetsa hope dzo ndazobva apo ndakutanga ndaenda kumba kweshamwari yangu yakafa kudhara shamwari yangu. Ndasvika kumba kwavo ndobva ndakuti pamba panapa parara pane vanhu here panapa. Ndobva pabuda munin'ina wake anonzi forget. Ndikati ko 𝗘𝗲 ari kupi? Ndazofunga kuti 𝗘𝗲 akafa zvenhu habva ndazvifunga ndega. Ndikati kuforget uri right here. Ndakuda kuvharavhara bva ndabvunza munhu akafa kudhara pamba ipapo. Ndakuti ko pamba indapo ko mama nababa vari kupi? Ndakutaura paipai bva ndapepuka. Asi chinenge ngozi naye mashura chaiwo akuda kukupedzisa chete chejera mukoma ide. Ataura hako Lazaro. Iyi message kana ari genuine kuya kwaita kuinboxing Facebook kuya kuzontaura kuti akatumwa nevakuru ndijoine zano vanondiitira sezvavanoda hanzi ndiri effective kupfuura varakashi. Kana iri genuine message ine handina kupusa ndosaka mandanyora ndikati mashura ine handina kupusa zvekudaro zvekuti ndingaone kuenda kuzinini 𝗙𝗵𝗁𝗍 ajoina zanu PF nhasi nondende chitoziva kuti kwandaakuenda uko ndo malast ndo kupera kweupenyu hwangu. I've been fighting since 2000 in opposition trenches. Ndozoti after 23 years of fighting ndosimudza maoko ndosarenda ndondakujoina zanu PF. Ndopanapamanya ndikanyora kuti vanoda kundisaiza. Ndazvinyora kuti vanoda kundisaiza. Ndikati I am 𝗙𝗶𝘁 to the core. To the core. I want to join ZANU PF. I know you are hunting for disgruntled people. I'm not disgruntled at all. I'm not disgruntled. I've never been a candidate at 𝗙𝗶𝘁. Even if I was a candidate at 𝗙𝗶𝘁, I was not gonna be disgruntled because the people have said they don't want me to represent them. Then ndovananda akunojoina zano. Saka this message ndaseka ndikati ZANU PF iri kutsvaga vanhu vanodefecta, iri kutsvaga vanhu vari prominent yoti yozoshandisa. Saka ndopanatozonzwawo iro japa rako nini ndati orai ndohope pamwe ndohope dzandanchirota idzi handiti maona ko wezi skipa rebond wamuona kupicture iyo picture ndaiona painternet. Handifunga kuti muZimbabwe Facebook akandwa pane rimwe page so handifunga kuti muZimbabwe angotora t-shirt yake otogadzisa mabond notes ndikati pakaipa. So I can't be a part and parcel of a government that misuse government facilities. I can't be part and parcel of a ruling party that does not respect the will of the people, that does not that uses violence against its people, that does not respect the rights of Zimbabweans. I can't be that. They use excessive force to try and force people to vote certain candidates. So I can't be part of that. I'm a Democrat. I am 𝗙𝗶𝘁 to the core. I've been fighting in the opposition trenches for 23 years now. So there is no amount of intimidation, no amount of cash that they can bring to me to say, look, takuigira mari yakati toda to join ZANU. I will never do that. I will never do that. Isu Trima cog of the struggle. I've been in trenches for 23 years. I've been through everything. I've seen rigging with my eyes. I've filmed rigging. I've exposed rigging. I've exposed the ruling party. I've exposed ZANU-PF. So there is no amount of persuasion that can lure me to be a ZANU-PF person. Both the party on its own, it indulges on fraud, it indulges on malpractices in every election. So it's not a political party that I will be happily associated with. Because the Vana Mangwana, they would want to read the history. Why ZANU-PF? Kunyangwe ichirova nekuuraya vanhu, at the end they will declare themselves winners. And why Zimbabweans were so quiet? Because, believe me, 50 years down, from now onwards, 50 years down the line, most of us think it amakuva. And the people will be wondering why we were so lazy to confront ZANU-PF and Mon. I'm talking about ZANU-PF trying to bribe or coerce me to join them. Because they try to target my prominent people, my prominent individuals. We've scored. We've got 𝗙𝗵𝗁, we've got 𝗙𝗵𝗁, we've got 𝗙𝗵𝗁 𝗙𝗵𝗁𝗰𝗀, we've got 𝗙𝗵𝗁𝗁, we've got. So they will use that information to opposition ya parara. To be honest with you, I will be a sellout if I leave 𝗙𝗵𝗁. Kana kudenga handiendi. Andimukunzwa. Andifunga kuti Mwari, God will allow me to enter heaven if I join ZANU-PF. I don't think so. So I've made it clear to the people. Ndofunga kuzanu kwacho kana atumwa nevakuru vake vari kundinzwa kuti mfano yatoramba uya atotaura kuti azvite is willing to die for 𝗙𝗵𝗁. He will never in his lifetime join ZANU-PF. And I've taken this decision 23 years ago. 23 years ago, when I ventured practically or into opposition party politics, starting from the MDC. Now I'm in the 𝗙𝗵𝗁. So I'm encouraging every 𝗙𝗵𝗁 cadre. If you are a genuine 𝗙𝗵𝗁 cadre, mari ukaipuwa inopera nhasi, unhu hwako haupere, 𝗙𝗵𝗁 haipere. Saka don't be lured to participate in ZANU-PF politics and indulge in malpractices that will leave your family being hated. Pandone mhuri dzimwe dzinovengwa muZimbabwe. Ukada kutaura kuti family yekwamangwana, vanobva kutaura aiwa imbwa dzadzi. Family yekwamunangagwa, vanobva kutaura kuti aiwa makonimeni aya, mbavha dziya. Andiri kuona tisapinde muzvinhu zvakadaro. So what I'm just encouraging Zimbabweans now, we are in an electoral politics system, and they just don't know you as ZANU to the 𝗘𝗹𝗲𝗰𝗀. This guy from day one. No, I've never been ZANU Eustace. I've got a well-written history, well-written history, and I believe that Eustace ukambovhizita kwandakakurira, imboenda kukaroyi kwandakakurira, kana kune vanhu vachiriko vanondiziva, imbofamba mukaroyi memwe, umbovabvunza history nhoroondo yangu, vanokupa a clear history that vamwe vanhu vaenda kunojoina ZANU-PF vachipiwa mabasa kunana kanzuru. Inini ndakasarudza kuti zviri nani ndife nenzara. This is why you see I've never even worked for the council. I've never even been favored in any jobs dzaipiwa youth yeZANU, because I was never ZANU-PF. Very clear, ndine a well-documented history of politics, or participation in politics. The ruling part, even if today, if this is true, could not join a ruling part, I don't think ruling part will accept me. And Rimuno, I will never be accepted in a ruling party. Even now, when I join a ruling party, and what I'm going to join us, in fact, ane hope to go and loot and steal and on. Saka, that will never happen. Eustace, ini ndiri mukoma wako akanaka ndokuudza chokwadi, and ndinobva ndakuudza nemachallenges andakafesa in my life. Ndobva ndakuudza pandiri nhasi, ndobva ndakuudza zvandofunga pane ramangwana. Wanzwa munin'ina. Iwewe ndiwe wakatondishamisa kuti if you regard Mugabe as your father, you tell me kuti 2000 wanga uri mu-MDC. He came to put last nails on the ZANU-PF coffin. Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, the problem in Wafana Eustace, they are criminally connected to ZANU-PF. Most of ZANU-PF youth are criminals. They are criminals. There are people who push their personal agendas. What they want is just to eat. Especially when we are towards the electoral roll, race like this, they use everything to their exposure. Kuti vakwanise kudya. After election, vanenge vachiwonda. Unozoita ngembwa dzine gwembe, so kakatarisa so unotoverenga mbavhu. Tikamuzano aka. Andiona. Because vanodya nguva dzema-election chete. So some families, they feed, they eat during my elections, chat. But after elections, vanenge vatotenga matickets enzara, vanenge vakupinda munzara imwe kuti ukavaona noti hey, kana nemari yekutenga mbeu chaivo vanenge vasina. Saka very often these people, they've got little choice if we are in election time. They don't want to be seen as ordinary citizens in a country, but very connected. That is not the Zimbabwe that we want to create. We want to create a Zimbabwe where everyone can afford to feed himself before, during, and after elections. After that, it will give people opportunity to choose freely a leader or a president. I'm appealing to the smaller parties in our country. Wana MDC, wana NECA, nema smaller parties. Could honestly, you wasted your money. You really know that you are not going to win anything. You are not to garner anything. But murufunga kuti miracles will happen. Amenoti wakarofuka vanhu 𝗙𝗶 muka wakapera kufa vesere vosara vavo chete vavhotera. That will never happen. 𝗙𝗶C is a bigger party. It's ready to govern. President Nelson Chamisa is a nominated 𝗙𝗶C candidate who has already won the presidential race, and we know how he won it. Saka nyaya yapo ndeyekuti let's prepare for his inauguration to celebrate our new incoming president, Nelson Chamisa. Saka, this is an electoral system. Ko vajaba hanzi chiko baba vaya. Vakanyanya kupuwa mauri kuzano. Ndonyaya tiri kutaura atete masi. Kuti mauri, andimona munhu auya kuinbox kwangu a prominent ZANU-PF figure. Atanzi atumwa nevakuru. Atanzi taurai naYuda, tomupa zvaanoda. Aditi mana. Saka, vana japa anogona. In fact, he hasn't been opposition. Anza akajoina MDC 2014. He became MDC 2014. Saka turikutaura nemunhu wezano. In fact, he never joined, but he was seconded kuti aende kunofukura. Mendo aifunga kuti vanowanei ku MDC. Saka ndochi nyaya iripo varume. I've tried to explain certain things here to make certain things clear, and I want to be sure that Zimbabweans have understood that we are in an electoral politics where people lose, some win. We are not going to win, Tese and Idimona. Saka kana mumwe achinga awina, it's not a certificate rekuita godo kuti zvaawina uyu regai tiende tinopwanya. That shows that when you came to the people, a candidate 𝗙𝗶C, you brought to the people a set of unrealistic goals which people said no. You had empty promises which people knows that you japa akauya hapana chaanoya achipromisa pano. These are just empty promises. Because don't forget, you are not going into a vacuum to campaign. You are going into a position or into a place where someone has been once. So, vanhu vemuZimbabwe now, vakuda my immediate solutions. They are not going to listen to these false promises, fake promises by ZANU-PF. People are frustrated. This is why I'm not around to this year. 𝗙𝗶 inorova landslide. 𝗙𝗶 inorova landslide. And more. Yeah, they are desperate, very desperate, very desperate. But now, I think they must listen effectively. That people of Zimbabwe are frustrated. They want to avoid this frustration. This is why you see they are not going to vote ZANU-PF. Saka zvakwamuri guys, kuti isusu ndisu chete vanhu vane opportunity yekutonga Zimbabwe. We are in an electoral process where electoral politics, where candidates are selected by the people, and those people are still going to vote the candidates of their choice into parliament and president and council. So most people, they've acknowledged that 𝗙𝗶 has done its things democratically. Whoever is going to discredit the situation or the process, please I express regret. You don't express regret. Because obvious, you failed. Your failure is not a 𝗙𝗶 failure, but you as an individual failed. So don't take us into confrontational politics, because you are now being aggressive because you lost. You are appearing aggressive because you lost. People say they don't want you. You can't be aggressive to the population. When people say no, it's a no. And they try next time. Because you don't fumble, uchiwe defensive passions, vanoziva kuti vanhu havakude. Saka vanhu kana vasingakude, iwewe uri muka force comfortable zone kaunofunga kuti vanhu vaikuda. So sign of victory is up in ZANU-PF delays. It's obvious. Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I wanted to present to you tonight. Those who haven't made contributions to the tombstone, the link is still there, and I've checked. Hey, guys, please, I'm appealing to you. Could before this election, so for tonight, let me say good night. Enjoy your night. Tusangana mangwana. Guys. Night.